Hello, welcome to this How Do I video on how to upgrade tenants in Microsoft Dynamics NAV Management Portal. In this video, you will learn how you can safely upgrade multiple tenants from one application version to another. We will get there by going through these simple steps. Step 1. You will upload new application version into the Management Portal. Step 2. You will run a test upgrade on a few copies of selected tenants. Step 3. You will perform the actual upgrade of your production tenants to the new application. Please note that the process of upgrading to a new platform is exactly the same. Before we start with actual upgrade process, let's quickly get an overview of what is provisioned in my management portal currently. For that, I will go to Application Services list, and I can see that I have one application service running in West Europe, and I can also see that it's running on application version called CU1ISV002. I can navigate directly to the application version just by clicking on its name. So, if I go back to the application service and open the list of its tenants, these are 10 tenants which I want to upgrade from the current version to the new version of application that I've just built. Now let's see how this process can be performed in the management portal. Now let's imagine that I've built a new version of my application. And this application version contains a few hotfixes and a couple of new features. The first thing I do, I prepare two databases, application database and a matching tenant database, both in a backpack format. In order to upgrade my current tenants to this new application, I should first create a new application version based on these two databases. For that, I will go back to the Role Center and click Add Application Version Action. The portal will ask me which application I would like to add this version to. Since I only have one, I will simply select Fabricant Fashion Accessories. I will give this application version a name and provide a short description. Next, I will browse for my application database and for the tenant database. And if I have help content coming with these application changes, I can also choose to upload the archive file containing the help content. In this case, I will skip uploading the help data. Now when the files are selected, I simply click Upload to get them uploaded into the service. The files are now uploaded, and in a few seconds the status will change to uploaded and the program will fill in the compatibility level. Now if I want to add more information to my application version, I can use Notes action to provide more info. For instance, I can add a new note to specify which hotfixes are included into this update. In the meantime, my upload has completed, and when I click refresh, the status will change to uploaded. Next step in the upgrade process is to create a new application service based on the application version which I've just uploaded. For that, I will navigate to the list of application services and open the card of the current application service. Now I will use copy action to create a copy of this application service. Since I'm going to use this application service for testing purposes, I'm going to change its type to sandbox to save on costs. I will also update the application version name to the new application version, which I've just uploaded into the management portal. The rest of the settings I will leave unchanged. Now I will go ahead and start provisioning this application service. While my Sandbox application service is being provisioned, I can go to my original application service and prepare a couple of tenants which I will use to test the upgrade process. In order to do that, I will go to the list of tenants of my original application service and create copies of a few of them. Now the program is creating copies of 3 of my production tenants, and I can use these copies to test the upgrade flow. Let's give it a few minutes to finish provisioning the copies. Now the copies of my tenants are created, and I can do a trial upgrade run. Before I do that, I'll go check if my application service is provisioned. Yes, my Sandbox application service is now running. Now I go back to my original application service, go to the list of tenants, select the copies of the tenants that I selected for the test, and use Move action to upgrade them to the new application. On this dialog, I will select the service which is running on the new application version, and click OK. You can see that the status of these 3 tenants has changed to moving. They are now being moved to the new application service, which is running on the new application. And during the move operation, we perform all the necessary upgrade steps. Namely, we are performing the schema synchronization, we run the upgrade code units if upgrade code units are included with your application, and we also call company initialization for all companies within these tenants. Let's give it a couple of minutes to complete the move and proceed with performing the test. The program now completed moving the copies of my tenant databases into the new application service, and you can see that they disappeared from the list. If during the move operation we detect any problem with the schema synchronization, data upgrade, or company initialization process, we simply mount the original database back to the original application service, and its status changes from moving back to active. If that happens, you can find the information about what exactly failed during the move process in the log associated with the tenant. In our case, all 3 copies of the tenants were successfully moved into the new application service. So we can go to it and take a look at the list of the tenants. These tenants are now running on the new application version. You can log in into these tenants and test if your hotfixes and application features upgraded successfully, or you can send the URLs to your customers to perform user acceptance tests if necessary. When you've completed the testing and you are satisfied with the results, you can proceed to upgrading the actual production tenants. Now, since you no longer need the copies of your tenants, you can deprovision and delete them from this application service. The copies are now removed, and we can return to the cart of the application service. Now you can either create a new application service which is based on the new application version, or you can simply scale the current application service to 2 scale units, which is a minimum requirement for a production application service, and then change the type from sandbox to production. It is a good idea to wait until the scaling completes and the application service is running on a load-balanced set of 2 scale units. Once the scaling is completed, you can change the type of your application service from sandbox to production. Now you have 2 application services, one running on old application version and one running on the new application version, both of type production. Next step, you go to the original application service, go to the list of its tenants, and select all of them. You can now move all of these tenants into the new application service. Please read the warning carefully because it will explain what will happen to the point-in-time history of this tenant. All of my tenants are now moving to the new application service. Now all of my tenants got moved to the new application service, which is running on the new application, and the upgrade process is therefore completed. Now let me quickly summarize the upgrade process end to end. When you want to upgrade to the new application version, you go to the list of applications, then navigate to application versions and add a new application version. Then you go to the list of application services and create a new application service based on your new application version. You can then go to the original application service and move a few copies of your tenants into the new application service just to test the upgrade. If you feel secure about the upgrade, you can skip that stage. Once you've completed testing on the copies of your tenants, go back to the original application service, select all of your tenants, and move them into the new application service. During the move, we perform the schema synchronization, we run the data upgrade code units if they are included in the application, and we also perform company initialization. Now your upgrade process is completed, and you can deprovision and delete your old application service. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.